I was waiting until you all come in here, but listen, we're going to go ahead and get started today. It's 7:32 because we have to move on this rainy Wednesday. Hey there. Good morning. Good morning. Hey y'all, I am in search of some answers this morning. One of the answers that I am in search of today is whether or not there are other cultures. Oh, and let me go live on TikTok. Hold on. Whether there are other, hey Puka, you feeling okay down there? You feeling okay? Whether they're, hey TikTok, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. And I am in search of some answers, y'all, whether or not there are other cultures who are more submissive to African American men. Oh, I know it's an uncomfortable conversation, but that will not stop me from having it today. Oh, I know it's an uncomfortable conversation. Yeah, are there other cultures who are more submissive to African American men? And are our men more attracted to? Well, clearly I am not on some platforms. Just a moment here. Just a moment here. Just a moment here. Let me see where I am on. I've got one person who's on, but let me see where I am on. Let's edit this right here. Yeah, let's see if we can also add this stream, save some changes. Let's see if it's coming on. See if it's coming on. Yeah, I think we're good now. I think we're good now. I was just about to say. So I've been talking. So me and these technical issues are going to have to work ourselves out. Hey, TikTok, good morning. Good morning. Hey, I want to know if I have some African American male friends. I want to know. I need to know this morning whether or not I still do not see. I still do not see myself on my Facebook channel. So let's see. Do I have anybody this morning who's watching me on Facebook? I still do not see myself on that channel. Let me try again. Hey, TikTok, y'all are coming in. Y'all are coming in. Hey, TikTok. Hey, my friends on TikTok. How are y'all doing today? Y'all doing okay? Y'all doing all right? Yeah, here we go. We're live. Hey, Facebook. I've been talking to y'all for the last few minutes and I saw that I wasn't on. See, me and StreamYard are going to fall out. I have loved StreamYard. I just gave them a great rating. Hey, friends on TikTok. So I'm thinking I'm talking to my friends here and I'm talking somewhere, but clearly I am not talking to my friends here. I went to my channel. I always eventually checked and oh my gosh, I see that I am just not, I'm not talking to my folks there. So anyway, good morning. Anyway, good morning to you. Goodness gracious. Me and all these technical issues. I've got to work on that. That frustrates me beyond anything that I know. So the question this morning, in some cases, why are African American men, or are they more attracted to other cultures? And when I say other cultures, I mean women of other cultures. Am I not in all cases, not in all cases, right? But I guess what I'm trying to see is that I had a friend actually um, who sent me a video, and um, in that video, it talked about how other women are more what's the word? Other women can be more submissive, more respectful to African American men. And this, of course, is pitting us in direct contrast to African American women. So the thing that you all need to know about me is I give men and women a safe space in which to share, in which to talk about all of this. So I don't come from a perspective of being judgmental. I don't come from a perspective of being angry for those who say, yeah, that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it lays out. So, and if that is the case, TikTok, and Facebook. Why is that? It seems like we are in the midst of a battle between the African American male. Just putting on few pearls today to look a little decent. But it seems like we are in a battle with our culture in which the African American woman is pitted against the African American man in so many cases. And my question is, what's up with that? What's up with that? What has been your experience? Now, I will tell you experientially on social media, I will tell you that I think it's more visible. I think it's more, what's the word? I think it's hyped up a little bit more on social media than anything else. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Here we go. I have found the video. So here's what I'm getting ready to do. I want to be able to show this video in which these gentlemen are having a conversation, and I want you to listen to me as I kind of narrate it. Okay? Hold on one second. I want you to listen as I kind of narrate it. And hold on here online on with my folks on Lord, what is going on with me not being able to talk? Help me, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Lord. Fix it. Good morning to you, by the way. To my friends on here. Good morning. I am going to show the video in which the video shows African American men sitting and talking, stand by, and they're talking about the fact that other cultures respect African American men more. Do you find that to be the case? If so, why or why not? Stand by, and I'm getting ready to play the video. You should be seeing this now on StreamYard. Here we go. And I want you to listen in as to what these gentlemen talk about. I'm going to try to boost the volume, TikTok. Do African American men seek solace in other cultures because they feel that the African American woman no longer respects them? All right, hold on. Let me get to knowing and understanding how to play it. Hold on. Give me a little grace. Oh, Lord, hold on. Now, where is the volume? Blessed Jesus. Bless it. I'm sharing it, but I need to hear something. There we go. Hold on. Let me. Now that's frustrating me because I cannot hear what they are saying. So give me just a second. Let me see if I can. Lordy Jesus. Let me go back. Go. Oh, Lordy.
There's not a man on this earth that can tell me different. If Jesus descended from heaven right now and told women,
hold on.
I think your man might have a good point.
There's not a man on this earth that can tell me different. If Jesus descended from heaven right now and told women that their ways will lead them to loneliness and hell, they'll nail that nigga back to the cross and call him a narcissist.
This man is absolutely correct. That's exactly what would happen. You'll see women on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram talking about hashtag cancel Jesus. They still wouldn't listen. These women would take down the picture of Jesus hanging in their house and they'll put up a picture of Derek Jackson. These women are never going to change. We would need like a worldwide catastrophe for these women to listen. I'm talking about an alien attack or a zombie attack. And even then, there'll still be some women out there who don't want to listen to anybody because they don't want to do it. But shout out to the original creator in this video because this was
one of my friends sent that to me. One of my brothers sent that to me. Did you all hear the gist of the video? TikTok, I'll tell you exactly what the gist of the video said. The gist of the video said, what, KG, did you see that? Did you see that? Mr. Pippin, did you see it? Good morning, Mr. Pippin. Pippin and Easy. Good morning. A few ethnic groups, not including our wives, just obey Yeshua by being submissive to their husbands as he commands. We're talking about submission. I'm playing this video on Facebook, TikTok, and basically they're saying that if African American men, if Jesus came back and told African American women, this is why you're being single, the African American women would still argue with him. So you were able to hear that, KG? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm hoping that because I want to have a little discussion point around this. So, do African American women, TikTok, do you believe that African American women struggle, grow me, please, Malcolm J. Grow me, please. I hear you on that. Do African American women struggle? Do some? Because certainly not all. Certainly not all. I'm going to play the video again because I have some people who are coming in here now. Is this why African American men look to other cultures? You understand? Is it why African American men, and KG is answering y'all when I asked her if she could hear. That's why she's saying yes right now. Do African American men look to other cultures? Let me remove the comments so you can see this fully. Because they assume they're more submissive. And if that is the case, why is it? And KG, I would love for your, I want your, because you're a thinking person. My friend KG is on here. KG is a thinker. She's an intelligent woman. Hey, good morning, Felicia. Y'all, I got to play the video again because it takes direct assault on African American women saying that we are not submissive. And this guy basically says that if Jesus himself came back and said, which I don't agree with him calling Jesus a N-I-G, you know how to fill in the rest. So Gerald, you think that he's telling the truth. Good morning, Felicia. Good morning. Good morning. So Gerald, you think he's telling the truth, and you think African American women struggle with submission. You think that is certainly the case. And here's what I want to say to you all. So I'm going to play the video again. Okay, TikTok, I'm going to play the video again in which this gentleman, they're laughing and joking, but they're two African American men who say, even if Jesus told African American women, you're alone because you're struggling to submit to your man, or here's what you need to change, that she would still argue and still not make the changes. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I see. So Gerald, you say yes. KG, I want you to think about it. Hey, good morning, Felicia. I want you all to think about it. I'm about to show the video again. And I want to know from you all, why do you all think that African American women, or do you all think that African American women struggle with submission? But if you also tell me that you think they struggle with submission, you have to tell me why you think they struggle with submission, or I want you to be able to define submission. Because when I think about submission, I'm thinking about biblical submission, not just submit to me because I said so. You understand? Like, it's almost like a man saying, I told you we're going to go and we're going to buy a Bentley, even though we can't afford it. No, I told you we're going to go and buy a Bentley. And so I don't want you to question me. I don't want you to have anything to say. I just want you to do it. Is that the kind of submission we're talking about? Or is the submission something else? And if so, Gerald, I'm going to need your help with me. Okay, I see Gerald. We're still talking. And TikTok, I want you in the conversation too. Okay, Gerald says yes. That was an answer to an earlier question. What does submission mean to this guy? Do they understand the biblical definition? KG, that's perfect because you're leading me into my segue. Because I have already pulled up another, let's see, stop screen. I'm going to pull up another screen in which I talk about and we define what biblical submission says. Because that was my question, KG. What is submission? Now, here we have a gentleman on talking to us. Thank God for Gerald on here. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Gerald, I wish I could, and I'm not asking you to expose anyone. I want it to be so practical to us as African American women that we understand what our men want and as it relates to submission. and what they consider submission. I want, because man, I want to have a dialogue around this, and maybe I need to do a part 2 tomorrow, because y'all, I've got to go at a certain time, because I'm supposed to be playing in the garden today, right? Going and volunteer. KG, remember I told you about the Jones Valley teaching farm? I'm headed out to Jones Valley teaching farm today. So I'm going to definitely get off here at a respectable time. But what is submission? Gerald, you're saying they told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Can somebody define for Kisa, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's here on Facebook, can somebody define, can one of our gentlemen define submission? What does it mean? I have a definition for biblical submission, but we want to hear from you, because we want to understand. So let me play the video again, and I want you to tell me whether it's the guys and the gentlemen. And remember, guys, whenever you answer on my platform, I can't speak for anybody else, but whenever you answer on Kisa's platform, Coach K's platform, you have a safe space. We're not going to attack you. I really want understanding. If I'm real frank with you, I really want understanding, because if other cultures are winning the game, if they are more attractive to African American women, then put us on game. He who, and here's what the Bible even says, you can't force anything. Jesus doesn't force us to choose him. He doesn't force us to choose or hear his sayings. He says, he who hath ears to hear, let him hear. So those ladies who have ear to hear, let them hear. For those who are going to say, I'm not doing that anyway, I don't have any, they can keep all that submission talk. We're not talking to them. We're talking to the ones who genuinely want to learn, who genuinely want to understand what it is that you need as an African American man. And here's what you all need to know from me. See, I'm going to go there. What do we have to lose? I'm going to go there with the difficult conversations. I'm not co-signing any of this. I want information, and I want us to be able to respond once we have information. You can't just throw out a term and say, ladies, you got to submit to your man. You can't just do that. And then when you say submit, we have to define the parameters around submitting. Because do we submit to are you talking about submitting to your boyfriend? Or are you talking about submitting to your husband? See, we got to define this. We can't just say, yeah, our women need to submit. You need to submit. Okay. What's your thinking of submission? So that we got to have a conversation around this topic of submission. I'm gonna pull the definition for you in just a minute, TikTok and Facebook. I'm gonna pull the definition that I have online, but I want you to help me understand and help us understand what is submission. Thank you, Gerald. So we definitely are clear that we are talking about a husband. So Gerald, you may be busy doing some other things, and some other guys who are watching this. And even if you watch a little bit later, I would love to continue the conversation, even while I may not be online, right? But as a husband, what are we need to talk through some practical examples. On Friday, let me go ahead and give a plug for Friday morning. We're going to bring our guy panel back, and we're going to combine as we close out this conversation on dating and how to love one another and how to hear one another. Understand? We're going to bring on some guys, and this conversation has to be had. This conversation on what is it that African American men, and let's just be real, why are sisters receiving a lot of flack in the arena, especially of that topic, submission? And sisters, you already know it. I'm just saying what's out there. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. See, a lot of times we share these posts. We share posts and we have these conversations offline. No. I'm like this. Let's bring it to the forefront and let's talk, because talking didn't hurt anybody, y'all. Talking hadn't hurt anybody. And really, I have a goal behind the talking. I'm not just on here talking. Y'all better hear me on this. Look, let me decrease the screen on that. I'm not on here just talking. You better hear me when I say that. I'm not on here just talking. If you listen, ladies, out of both sets of your ears, if you go back through the posts and you see what some of the guys are saying, you begin then to educate yourself. And we're not, and listen, on some things you don't need to render your opinion. Woo, let me On some, you don't need to render your opinion on everything. Lord, I'm getting started already. I didn't plan to go here. Ladies, sometimes stop rendering your opinion. Sometimes just be willing, sisters, to listen. Oh, I might lose some friends over it, but ask me if I'm gonna lose any sleep over it. I don't have a large circle of friends anyway. So I've never been, I'm oldest child, and I was oldest and only child for several years. So God already equipped me in the arena of how to stand and how to stand alone. I have no problem standing alone. So I'm not bothered by who doesn't like me or who doesn't like what I said. I've had people call me and say, hey, I like what you're doing. I've had some other people contact me and say, what are you doing? Are you being sensational? Are you doing this? Or I don't understand what you're doing. It appears that you're just doing stuff. You'll catch it. May the Lord give you revelation. You'll catch it and you'll see. Because see, if you come with an open mind, instead of trying to talk so much, instead of trying to always render your opinion, I had to learn this, ladies. I didn't mean to go here today. I'm trying to get on submission. But let me talk to you, since I got an audience this morning. If we learn to listen sometimes, I have to tell one of my family members that sometimes when I'm talking, before I even am quiet. This is an African American female. Before I've even got my thought out, this African American female is ready to run. Yeah. Well, hey, can you let me finish my thought first? So see, if you, I don't. Help me, Lord. Help me to say it right. I'm not after a popularity contest. I'm not after a popularity contest, TikTok. But what I understand, I'm on mission. But so if we talk, we can get understanding. But if we're running to these comments, see that you saw what he said. See, that's why, that's why I don't do this. That's why I don't do it. Ladies, sometimes, this is Kisa. Was a couple of weeks ago. Let me give you a personal example. Somebody made a response, or a gentleman said a response to something that I put out there. So my flesh was like, oh, why this, this person's trying to correct me, or this person, And here's what I had to understand from all of my wisdom and all of my knowledge with dating, and all of my knowledge with reading from relationship experts, all of the things that kind of went in. At first, it didn't go over well. At first, it hit my flesh and it wanted to bounce off, right? There's real talk. At first, it hit this and it wanted to bounce off. But as I settled back down and I went back and read, the fact that he's willing to confront you, the fact that he's willing to gently give you advice in this arena, is more of an indication of his care for you. Did you hear are you picking up what I'm putting down? Let me say it again. Let me rework that. Let me rewind that. When he's willing to correct, when he's willing to offer gentle guidance, when he's willing not just to take what you say and just, shrink, when he's willing to correct, when he's willing to offer advice, when he's willing to render his view of it, it's not a knock against you, somebody. But sweethearts, we need you to be healed. Sisters, I love you. You go back and look at my track record. I have been a champion of African American women for as long as I could stand, because I am you. You understand? Metaphorically speaking. I have been a champion of you. So I'm not coming off the cuff. I'm not coming off the wazoo. I'm coming off the fact. And some of you, you're not going to like it. Just scroll past. This is for the folk who want to know, why am I not in that relationship? Why am I not connecting to African American men during this time? That's who this is for. And sometimes we need to lead with this, and we need to lead with this rather than this. Say it again for those of you who missed it. Sometimes we need to lead with this, our minds. We need to lead with this, our ears, Okay, making sure you see. We need to lead with this, and we need to lead with this. Our hearts. I'm pointing to my heart down here. My hand is going to my heart. Other than this. Yeah, I lost some people. I can see. I can see the numbers. I lost some people when I said you talk too much sometimes. And I dealt with this young lady, and she's not young, but we'll call her young. And before I can finish my statement, a lot of times you're interrupting me. Before I can tell you my whole thought process, you're interrupting me. How many women, you don't know who I'm talking about. This is a person I'm closely connected to. Okay, so you all don't know. It's nothing, nobody you have in your mind, nobody I'm connected to on here in the social sphere. But I'm saying how many times I used to be that person. And what I learned is that you keep on being that person who knows it all. You're gonna know it all right by yourself. Oh, this is not, this ain't a shouting up and down message. But sometimes, ladies, we talk too much. Sometimes, ladies, we talk too much. I can say it because I have been she. She was me. But thank the Lord I'm delivered. Oh, thank the Lord I'm delivered. I know how to go. I know how to sit down. I know how to listen. I know how to think about it rather than immediately responding. Because whether I know it or not, there may be some truth to what they're saying. Let me bring it on home for you. I've been married before. There's some things I'm walking in that my ex-husband told me about, but I didn't want to hear it then. I didn't want to hear it then. I don't want to hear it. And there's several things that I'm walking in that as a result of him exposing me to that. You feel me? So sometimes you don't want to hear it right then, but it behooves you to be quiet, to listen, to process it, formulate your answer, and go back when he can hear you. Let's get off this emotional stuff. We're too emotional and too verbally combative. And you know what that comes from? That comes from, I had to think about me. That comes from because you were shut down by your parents or by somebody back in the day. Normally it's going to stem with our parents. And y'all, whether we know it or not in our community, we got a lot of issues with our parents. And I'm just going to say it. It doesn't mean we don't love them, but parents have caused a lot of trauma in our community. African-American parents have caused a lot of trauma because there has been no respect unto hearing the child. There's been no respect unto you have an opinion. It's shut up. I said what I said, and you go sit down somewhere. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. So for some of us, it produced anger. For some of us, it produced trauma. For others of us, it produced just a stubbornness. I'm not going to hear nothing you say. And the second that woman says something, the second that man says something, you don't want to hear it. You shut down, not because of the person you're looking at today, but because of the person who talked to you when you were a child, who shut you down. Some of you, you're going to have to repent. You're going to have to ask God to heal you. You're going to have to ask God to give you the grace to go back and say, I'm sorry. I didn't do it right. I remember even in divorcing my ex-husband, I said, you know what? We're here, but there's some things I didn't do right. There's some things I didn't say right. And I honestly ask you to forgive me for what I didn't do right. For what I didn't say right, forgive me. The next time, I'll lead with that. I would rather catch it before it comes out. I would rather deal with it and process it before it comes out so I don't have to hurt him. So and so I don't have to hurt anybody. I deal with you the same way, even on social media. You may say something that I think is absolutely kookaloo. Kookaloo. You know what kookaloo means? Kookaloo means crazy. Kookaloo means nonsensical. So I can sit here. I'm not saying thank you, thank you, thank you. This just came to me. I know I've been going, y'all. I felt like that was the spirit of the Lord who wanted me to say this. Ooh, y'all been talking. Ooh, y'all been talking. Okay, what'd you say? Respect, cooperation, support, communication, love, trust, and last but not least, sacrifice. I mean, these are the things that marriages are built on. And the fact that we struggle with it in our community is so disheartening to me. And you may say, well, I didn't see that model. That's my example. Well, I didn't see that model growing up. It's no excuse. No excuse. We have Google, we have all types of resources at our disposal online. So whatever you don't know, you can get online and you can read. How do I become more loving? How do I become more patient? How do I tame this tongue? And ladies, I thank you for my friends on here who are co-signing with me, because some of them are not going to hear me. They're going to say you're pandering to gentlemen. I'm not pandering to anything. But what I understand is I can't continue to hold a man responsible for my growth, because I've left that. I have a girl group that I meet with, and they heard me say this weekend. I said, I can't continue. This is me. I don't know about them. I said, me. This is the revelation, because I went on a dating fast, y'all. Anybody ever been on a dating fast? On a dating fast where I just past couple of months, I said, I'm not dating. I'm gonna discover Kisa. I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna determine more or less in this season where my voice is. And God has allowed me to see that in this season, right? Good job, Dan Copeland. Thank you, Dan. I don't know what I did, Dan, but thank you for saying good job. So I did a dating fast. We need you, sis, in our community. I learn and enjoy your conversation. Felicia, don't make me cry, Felicia. Don't make me cry. Because I'm strong in this hour. But I was telling my group, Felicia, I would rather look at me. I would rather grow me. Because once I grow me, and once I deal with me, and once I become that woman who's unstoppable and who listens and who is supportive, I believe there's a place that God cannot withhold. God can then trust me with his son. Oh, I see all the foolery that they're doing, but I also see the foolery that some of our women are doing. I see the foolery that our men are doing. I see the foolery that our women are doing, but I still love all of them. Y'all are mine. Y'all are my community. And you know what the meme says? I'm going to stick beside you. If I'm resonating with anybody, I'm going to need to see some love. I'm going to need to see some hearts. I'm going to need to see some love on TikTok. I'm going to need to see some love on Facebook. Otherwise, I'm not going to go anywhere else with that, because I got more for you in just a short little while. But if I'm saying anything that's a blessing to you, I'm just going to need to see some love before I keep on moving. I'm going to need to see some love. I have to see some love. I just have to see it. I don't say that I have attained all. I'm like Paul, but I keep pressing toward the mark. I keep pressing. I'm not perfect at this thing. I still have things to learn, but what I will not do, I will not continue to use my tongue. I will not continue to use my life. I will not continue to utilize my history, my past, my sob story as an excuse to abuse. I may have suffered some things intentionally or unintentionally by those I'm connected to, but I will not use it as an excuse. And I believe that there's a place in life. God says that you'll make your way prosperous. I believe that when God sees that you work on you, when God sees that you become the best version of you, when God sees that you deal with those deficits in you, when God sees that you become a vessel to be a loving person with you, I don't care what he did. I don't care what she did. I don't care what he did to you. I don't care what she did to you, brothers. You take your focus off of that and you focus on you being the best you that can be. And there's something that's on the inside of you. I believe, you can certainly disagree, but I believe there's something that's on the inside of you that will then radiate and attract to you everything you need, because you're not attracting that which you say you want. You're attracting who you are. Oh, this is the coach coming out now. And this is the Spirit of God working through me. You're attracting who you are. So if you're broken, you're attracting broken. If you're angry, you're attracting a deficit. If you're manipulative, All you want is for somebody to do such and such and such and such. Oh, you're going to attract the manipulator of manipulators. You don't have to agree. But how's it been working for you? How long are you going to continue to look at what she's not doing? How long are you going to continue to look at what he's not doing? With Black women, if their mother was not submissive to their father, that is where the problem lies. It sure is. And another problem, Gerald, is in single parent households. Single parent households. When a young lady sees that woman working and putting it all together, and sometimes the responsibility falls on that daughter. And these are things that are generational. Sometimes the responsibility falls on that daughter. Maybe the grandmother, the father wasn't home, or they had 9 or 10 children. So the daughters just automatically became the babysitters. They automatically kept the children. So, you automatically had to make decisions. And so it's not that you want to be a hard woman. Gentlemen, let me give you a tip. Let me help my sisters out. You don't want to be a hard woman. Life has hardened you. Sometimes life has hardened her. Sometimes she can't be soft. She can't be soft and go into the boardroom, because if she goes into the boardroom and soft, they'll take advantage of that. So, gentlemen, let me give you a tip. Instead of, said you're delivered, Tanja, I hear you, baby. I hear you, baby. I hear you, sweetie. I hear you, sweetie. Hey, Lori, good morning. So, gentlemen, let me give you a tip. Instead of being so angry with her for being the make it happen woman, for having that tough exterior, or for being aggressive, why don't you sit her down and have a talk with her? Man, I really like you. I like the way you handle business. But I want you to know, I want to be the person to help you land a little bit more softly. Can we find a way to work together? Can we work on trying to work together? Gentlemen, that's how you talk to her. Instead of kicking her aside and saying, you're too much, I can't handle you, blah, 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 blah. No, that's your trauma. No, that's your trauma. That's your trauma then, because you're back to mama, what mama did, and you're still mad with mama. That's your trauma, gentlemen. Oh, I'm equal opportunity, sisters. I'm not going to leave you out there by yourself. One thing about me, you always need to know that. Because remember, I am you. You are me. I'm not going to leave you out there by yourself. I'm going to tell the whole truth. So, gentlemen, sometimes you need to just have a conversation with her and not take it personally. Sometimes she had to be hard. Sometimes there are some of these women who were taken advantage of by family members, man. They were left home. I'm sorry, y'all. They were left home to watch after brother and sister while mom had to work. Some of them were taken advantage of by uncles and trusted adults. And she's a little bit hard. Why don't you just ask her, is there anything I can do? I really like you. I just don't like that exterior. If she can't hear you, exit on. Just move on to the next one. I guarantee you go to another woman would be happy to receive from you. Don't penalize every Black woman, brothers. Come on now. Come on, this your sister. I'm not asking you for anything. Gentlemen, Black men, don't penalize every Black woman. And if you love her, if she's made a mistake, I hear Black men sometimes say, African American men sometimes say, well, you got one time. And if you destroy that one time, then I'm not going to, we're just not going to hear you anymore. We're not going to hear from you anymore. We shut down. We shut down. What if that Black woman shut down every time she had something happen to her? What if we operated like that? So is it possible that you all need a mind shift too? Come on. What if we shut down every time we were hurt? What if we shut down every time you hurt us? Every African American woman can say that she's been hurt at the hands of a Black man, but she still believes in you. You ask us overwhelmingly, they're going to want to date a Black man. I'm talking fair. I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna leave these ladies out here by themselves. They've been hurt. And sometimes by your actions and by your absence. All this mess about how baby mamas are not attractive. Well, a baby mama is a baby mama because of your role in it too, brothers. Come on. I guess she just put a finger on herself and had the baby on her own. How ridiculous. I love you. Keisha loves you, brothers. But how ridiculous is that? God Almighty, how ridiculous is that? Oh, yeah. Your stock goes down. I can call his name because he's a celebrity, and there's a protection that I have in calling a celebrity. Cam Newton, your stock goes down because you're a baby mama. Well, she can't be a baby mama by herself. Normally she gonna be a baby mama because of an African American male. So what's your issue? What role do you have? Don't Come on, guys. Come on, men. Come on, brothers. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You have a role in this. And in some cases, rather than dealing with the absence and the voids that you have created by walking away from that woman and walking away from those children, it's just easier to say, teaching purposes only, because I don't concur with this statement. I don't agree with this statement. It's easier to say sometimes black women are broken. Well, black women, you can't deal with black women, they're this. In some cases, you help to create that situation. I don't know how else to be honest with you. You may not want to talk to me anymore. You may not want to hear from me anymore. But Keisha's not yelling at you. Keisha's not being disrespectful to you. But Keisha is obligated to be honest on these airwaves and not play with you. In some cases, you can say what you want. I ain't gonna go back and say nothing. It ain't my fault. I'm not gonna go back and do nothing. Fine. Then you're gonna continue to live with that. You're gonna continue to recreate a negative pattern. Fine. Because if you're gonna be that arrogant, you're gonna see some issues coming up a little bit later. Yeah, don't worry. Sisters, no need to try to make him do or whatever, because as they go on down the line, life has a way, truth has a way of catching up to you. Your actions have a way of catching up to you. God would be less than God if he didn't hold us responsible for what we do. He'd be less than God if he didn't hold us responsible. And sisters, you don't get a pass either. If you're going to be disrespectful, unruly, childish, your actions have a way of catching up to you. The thing that I'm encouraging you to do is deal with where we are right now and come to yourself right now. Don't look to what he has done. Don't look to try to get anybody to rescue you. You go. I got a lot of people that I'm connected to who would tell me they believe in God. You believe in God. This is where God has to come in to heal you. Let him come in to heal this. Stop blaming that man. Stop blaming that woman. Let him heal you. But also you got to be honest. Lord, y'all have been commenting and I've been running my mouth because I wanted to show you the other clip, y'all. My grandmother always said it's best to eat too much than to talk too much. What you say, Lori? Lori, what you say? This just came to me. I think men have an issue with how we communicate with them, verbally and non-verbally. I think that's what they mean by submission. It's really about having respect. My friend KG says men have an issue, and I will tell you, I hear this over and over and over again. They do. What KG just said, that's the nutshell right there. Okay, let me give you a tale of two ways to communicate. Didn't I tell you to go in there? I told you about coming home at 5 o'clock and leaving at so-and-so, and then you left your clothes in the floor. Didn't I tell you that? You did so-and-so. Who's going to listen to that? I'm not going to listen to that. As opposed to saying, when he comes home, fix him, let me tell you the whole different approach. You just met him at the door with that attitude and all that nastiness and ugliness. Okay, contrast it with this approach. He comes home, he comes through the door. You know he left a pile of clothes that he shouldn't have. You've asked him 10 times. 10 times. Don't do 10 times. So here's what a woman who is wise would do. He comes in, he's had a tough day at work. And guys, if this is wrong, please correct me or let me know what a different way would be to do it. He comes home from work. You give him his meal, you let him sit down, you let him rest. You let him get the weight of the world off his shoulders. You have him his meal waiting for him. Maybe he likes a glass of wine. You give him his glass of wine as he comes through the door. Whatever it is he likes. Let him rest. Let him be watching his TV show, and then he can come back to you. I've heard this from my gentleman friends. Let him come in to peace. He's been out in the noise of the world. His home is his sanctuary. He wants to come home to peace. I know I do too. I don't want to come home to drama at the end of the day. You understand? I want to create a home of peace because I want that too. As you're talking a little bit later, maybe later that night in bed, he's then ready to hear from you. Or maybe after he's eaten and has recharged a little bit, maybe watched a little bit of TV, maybe he takes an evening shower. Or, and maybe as you're kind of walking in and you're both in the bedroom and you see the pile of clothes. And, men are solution oriented. So maybe you say, well, babe, I noticed those clothes there again. I'm not fussing, sweetheart. I'm just wondering what we can do. Can we come up with a solution? I know you forget. I know you're busy. You see that? You're catering to his ego. I know you forget, babe. I know you do. I know you're busy. You work so hard for and everything you do for this family, and we appreciate it. I'm just trying to do a little bit better about keeping our house nice and neat. What do you think? Would it help you if I did it? If is that a task I need to take off your hands? Or, maybe do we have any money in the budget maybe to hire somebody who can come and help us kind of be organized? Or can I get you something that would be easier for you to put your clothes in? You understand how you can talk to him? There is no man on God's green earth who will not want to talk to you and hear in that tone, as opposed to, didn't I tell you to stop doing so and so? What? Why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep it? You see my neck and all that. Why do you keep doing? That's not even natural for me, and it's exhausting. Ooh, it's exhausting. No man is gonna hear that, but guess what? I'm not gonna hear it either from another woman. I'm not gonna hear whoop. Soon as I hear crazy, cuckoo crazy, I'm out. Stage left. You can argue with yourself. Argue with Jesus. Respect. Felicia said, that's right. Amen. We need to hear truth. Thank you, Felicia. Accountability. I love that word. I love that for drama free. Thanks for teaching and saying what needs to be said. Thank you, Marilyn. I sure will. Regardless, speak truth to power. Regardless. Husbands are supposed to love their wives as Christ loved the church. That's Bible, Gerald. It's very hard for a wife to be submissive to a husband who's not being led by God. That's Bible. That's Bible. Because if I know you love Jesus when you're their option, never make a person your priority when you are their option. I totally agree with that statement. It's very hard for a wife to be submissive to a man who's not led by God. I agree. Hey, Tamora. Thank you, sis. Clifford. Hey, Grand Rising, Clifford. Hey, my friend. No telling what I was saying, Gerald. No telling what I was saying, my friend. Decline that, y'all. Let me stop that. All right. The change coach, truth. Cam is a broken man. Women need to stop bearing children with these guys. Honey, they flash that money, and these ladies, all they know is that I'm gonna lay down with you because you have this money, right? I got you, I got you, KG. So many think being a strong Black woman is a compliment. Being strong has never been an option for Black women. You better say that. We haven't oftentimes had a choice. It's always been the requirement. We're tired of being strong. We are loving, kind, understanding, and deserve the same in return. Amen. Y'all, I'm going to encourage you all to go back. Yeah, we need drama free, don't we? Don't we, Felicia? Always keep your words soft and sweet just in case you have to eat them. Andy Rooney. One of my friends here on Facebook, Pamela McConico, quoted Andy Rooney, and he said, always keep your words soft and sweet just in case you have to eat them. Let me go ahead and show you all this second item as well. We need to see this again, I think. Let me see here we go. Let's listen to this one more time. And we're going to close out with this today.
I think you might have a point.
There's not a man on this earth that can tell me different. If Jesus descended from heaven right now and told women that their ways will lead them to loneliness and hell, they'll nail that nigga back to the cross and call him a narcissist.
Yes, It's selfie season, man. This man is absolutely correct. That's exactly what would happen. You'll see women on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram talking about hashtag cancel Jesus. The sweet still wouldn't listen. These women would take down the picture of Jesus hanging in their house and they'll put up a picture of Derek Jackson. These women are never going to change. We would need like a worldwide catastrophe for these women to listen. I'm talking about an alien attack or a zombie attack. And even then, there'll still be some women out there who don't want to listen to anybody because they don't want to do it. But shout out to the original creator in this video because this was
Y'all, that's so counterproductive. Okay. So what does that yield? What does that yield in the end? Okay. Let me show this. Let me put this up. Because I want to hold on. Let me see if I can stop screen share and let me find something else. And I want to close with this because I want to look at biblical submission. Because I know I do a lot of talking, but I'm always going to go back to the Word of God. As soon as I know how to make that screen a little bit smaller. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so AI is giving me an overview just so you'll know. So let's talk about it, and I'm going to read it, okay? So you know that Keith is not just spouting off. So when we talk about biblical submission, it is a voluntary, mutual posture of love and respect and humility, okay? It's primarily framed around surrendering to God's will and authority. Gerald gave us this earlier. Through believers and spouses lifting one another up rather than seeking any sort of dominance. Before submission is applied to specific roles, the Bible mandates a universal mutual submission for all Christians. I'm literally just reading the definition of biblical submission. So mutual respect, Ephesians 5:21 commands believers to submit one another out of reverence to Christ. So here's the thing about submission, it's mutual. There's some cases where men are going to submit to women, their wives, and there's some cases where wives submit to their husbands, right? I believe that God has placed the husband as the biblical head. Now, I believe that the woman, metaphorically speaking, can actually be like the neck. She can help guide him. I think a wise man wants input from his wife. Unless, I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say that. I think a wise man wants input from his wife. I'm coming to you, KG. Actually, I got something out of it. Women don't listen. They said that in the video. Oh, absolutely, KG. Hold on. Let me make this screen a little bit smaller. Here we go. Okay, let me put your words back up. I actually got something out of it when I listened again. He said women's ways will keep them lonely. I played the video again in which the gentleman talked about their ways. Women's ways will keep them lonely. He said women's ways will keep them lonely because they don't listen. They said that in the video. And I can say sometimes as African American women, there's a struggle there to listen and stop talking so much and stop being verbally combative with your words, ladies. All right. I thought you were saying something, Pamela. So let me pull this back out again. So we use Christ as an example when we talk about biblical submission, how he submitted to God and God's will, right, for his life. Jesus modeled perfect submission by washing the disciples' feet and ultimately sacrificing his life for humanity, right? So you want to be submitted to your husband as your husband is submitted to God. Because when he is submitted to God, you understand that he will listen to God, and he has the biblical example of God sacrificing his son. Maybe not literally, and his son sacrificed his life to give us life, to give you life, to give me life. So if we really want to talk about it, and that type of man, a woman doesn't hesitate to submit to. Brothers, don't get it twisted. Men, don't get it twisted. A woman wants to be able to relax and enter that soft girl era. Sometimes you may have to correct it. Hey, sweetheart, over dinner, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. This is what I'm noticing. But this is where I would like for us to be. If she can't handle it, brothers, you just leave. But there's no way that you can tell me that you've dated 1,000,000 sisters. You can't tell me you've dated 1,000 sisters. Because you can't tell me that in that mix there won't be some woman who is willing. Now, in some cases, you're going to have to relax your standards because she may not be 36, 24, 36. She may not have all the fake hair going. She may be a nice looking woman, but she may not be all this fakery that we see. And then, ladies, let me tell you something else. Y'all are going to have to stop giving so much. Y'all going to have to stop giving so much. You're going to have to stop doing too much for him. Because you're doing and you're auditioning and giving wife benefits to men that you're dating. You're going to have to stop doing so much for him in some instances, ladies. Gentlemen, I know you may not want to hear this, but in some instances, those ladies are doing too much. You don't need to get married. Why be married when you're coming over, you're cooking for me, you're washing my clothes, and then I have about 5 or 6. And let me tell you this as I close out. So that's a look at biblical submission. Let me read Submission in Marriage, and I'm going to close out with one revelation so I can get ready to go play in the garden or something like that. Let's talk about submission in marriage. I'm going to read this real quick, and then what submission is not. The most discussed application of biblical submission is in a Christian marriage. It is a partnership defined by different roles, but total equality in worth. So you're not less than, you just have a different role. The wife's role in Ephesians 5:22, Colossians 3:18 instructs wives to submit to their husbands as to the Lord. Okay, this is voluntary, respectful partnership where a wife affirms her husband's leadership and uses her gifts to build up the home, not tear him down with her mouth, ladies, not tear him down. If that's your issue, ask the Lord to help you. The husband's role. Husbands are commanded in Ephesians 5:25 to love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. A husband's leadership, gentlemen, according to the Bible, is one of a servant-hearted sacrifice, protection, and unconditional love, not domination, not control. Submitted to Christ, and you're able to lead, you're able to see the vision of that home, and as you're submitted to Christ, so when that husband says, baby, this is what we're doing, where we're going, but I don't think, honey, go pray about it. This is what I believe the Lord has got. When she knows that you're submitted to the Lord, now if she don't hear that, yeah, she's rebellious. But here's what you do. Just go pray about it. To go ask the Lord to deal with her. Gentlemen, if I can help a lot of this mess, and as I've learned, I will be different the next time I get married. A lot of this talking and arguing we want to do back and forth. Go pray about it, baby. Go pray about it. I'm not having a discussion. Listen, that's what I believe I've heard. Go pray about it and ask the Lord. If I'm either he'll affirm I'm right or wrong. And Lord, give me the grace to be humble enough to change, to submit, to alter course if I'm wrong. Make sense? Make sense? Misconceptions often paint submission as harmful or oppressive, but true biblical application strictly. Come on, Jesus. Come on, chat. Come on, AI. True biblical submission, it opposes this. It's not abuse or tyranny. Submission does not require tolerating abuse, mistreatment, or the violation of one's dignity as an image bearer of God. It's not silence. Submission is not silence. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having to hold my glasses and I'm trying to block the light and all that kind of stuff. It's not silence or inferiority. Women in the Bible, such as the Proverbs 31 woman, are portrayed as having their own agency, strength, and business initiatives. She's not dumb. Okay, ladies? So God is validating you, ladies. He's validating you. The Proverbs 31 woman handles business. Yes. She just also understands that, you all submit, ladies, to your managers at work, to your bosses at work. Why do you struggle submitting to your husbands? Very few of you have ultimate leadership roles. And even if you have a leadership role, you submit to someone. So why do you struggle submitting to your husband? Okay, I'm going to move on. That may be a little quiet there. That may be a little tough. Submission is not blind obedience to sin. If your husband is asking you to engage in crazy, you don't have to do that. You don't have to engage in crazy threesomes and poly and all that kind of stuff. No, that's not what the Lord said. Well, they did it back in biblical time. Okay. Maybe you need to go back then, ask the Lord to take you back. It's not blind obedience. If an earthly leader or spouse asks someone to do something that explicitly contradicts God's law, because the Bible said that a true leader is the husband of one wife. Thank you for that scripture over in Timothy. A true biblical leader, he exemplifies himself and shows himself to be the leader of one wife. That's what qualifies him to be a leader in the kingdom, right? The biblical standard is to obey God rather than humans, right? Obey God rather than humans. I had something else to share, but listen, I think that's all I'm going to do this morning. I've got to go and play in the garden, which I'm going to see how we're going to do that with rain on tap. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But listen, my heart is to encourage and to have these conversations with you, all right? And I'm equal opportunity. So just as I will tell my gentlemen, hey, gentlemen, that's not right. We call foul on the play. I'm going to tell my sisters too. Hey, sisters, that's not right. I call foul on the play. You don't have to agree with me. I welcome dialogue. I welcome contradiction. In fact, I respect people who can respectfully say, well, hey, maybe you need to think about that. And I want to encourage, I think I'm going to deal with this tomorrow. I think I'm going to deal explicitly with this tomorrow. I actually am. Friday, we're going to have a panel on, and we're going to have some women on and men, and we're going to be talking about dating. This may be a good conversation to bring to our panel of men and women. I'm going to be sitting back like this, listening, because I'm learning, right? I have become a student of this, to learn, to do better, and to alter, and to change. And sometimes y'all people make suggestions for me. I don't make a big deal out of it. I mean, I'll say, okay, I understand that. And I'll go take it to the Lord. Lord, do I change this or do I alter this? God will either give me an inkling on to do yay or no. I'm not bothered by it at all. I'm not offended by it. I'm not offended by people who give me suggestions. I'm not offended by it, y'all. This is conversation. It's conversation. We're talking. I'm learning. And Kisa, I'm teachable. I'm teachable because I want God to heal my blocks. I want God to open up the door. Let's see. I agree. The word for submission is slave. The worldly term for submission is slave. Second class citizenship. Was S Dub on here? I didn't see S Dub. Hey, S Dub. Man, communication. Pamela said, hey, S Dub. Hey, friend, I've learned to stop using the word submissive because our women do not care much for that word. It seems the word respectful is more acceptable. Yeah, I'm tracking with you. Do you agree with that, TikTok, that we do understand the word respectful? Because, ladies, if you keep hearing the word over and over again, if he keeps telling you that he wants respect, what are we not getting? If he keeps telling you that he doesn't like for you to yell at him or he wants you to be careful with how you talk to him, what are we not getting? Sweetheart, what are we not getting? That word comes up so much. He wants respect. He wants you to talk to him like you have good sense. He didn't say don't tell him the truth. No man, I've never heard a man come on this platform and say don't tell me the truth. I have heard him say talk to me with respect. Men are leaders. So I'm going to tell you how twisted this is and how we have to be really careful with what we put out as I wind up. Tomorrow, I'm going to share a love letter to my sisters from one of my friends on my platform. He wrote a beautiful letter in response to one of my posts. I'm going to share that love letter with you tomorrow. I'm going to read it because I know we have a lot of things going on social media. But because I want you to understand, S Dub is on here talking to you all. S Dub is married to an African American woman. Not all black men are have abandoned black women. Oh no. But if they're saying black women, there's some things we want you to do different. Can you work on it? They don't always say it right. But I'm not going to listen to the 5% who have a platform here on social media, who I have to choose to listen to. I'm not going to listen to them. I played the video earlier about how they said if Jesus come back, a sister wouldn't hear and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's entertainment, but I don't, I'm not in that number, brother. Okay, that's his opinion. Next. But if they're saying it, what's so difficult about doing it? If you pray and go to church, ask the Lord to work with you on that, sisters. My goal is to see more of you be connected in relationships. And I think when you're able to talk and when you're able to hear what they have to say without being judgmental, without offering an excuse, by being respectful, I think the game changes for you. I trust the Lord to take care of me. Listen at my faith confession. I'll be married again. I'll take every lesson and I'm going to do better when I do. I'm going to do better when I do. I'm going to take my time. I'm not rushing into anything, being impatient because I'm certain age, blah, blah, blah. The statistics say this, not concerned about that. If I can shout and holler and buck in church on Sundays, I'm going to shout and holler and buck today, thanking God and praising God for that He's already answered my prayer. I'm not rushing anything. I'm not looking at any man funny, single or otherwise, single man. I'm not looking at anybody funny. I thank God that I'm content. I didn't say I don't need a man. You won't hear me say that. No, I need the man that God has for me because he's going to push me to be a better person. I'm going to push him to be a better person. That leadership, that's what I'm submitting to. No, you won't hear me get on here. I don't need a man. I'm working. I got this. I got that. No, that's arrogance. That's pride. Now, you may say, well, I'm not interested in dating. I'm not interested in a relationship. That's fine. I respect that. But no, you're not going to hear me say that because some of them have taken it to say, oh, you don't need a man. Okay, we're going to go right on over here. Not all, but some have. All right, let me get to your statements and I'm going to leave. What did she say? Where do I find that? What do you need, sweetheart? Felicia, what are you asking me for? Are you talking about that letter that I'm asking about? I mean, the letter that I told you about? Help me understand, Felicia. Nikki Pittman, that part. My mama and grandmama taught me that I do not do wife things in dating relationship. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And don't you do it either. Don't do wife things in a dating relationship. Be kind to him. Be respectful. This is me. People can disagree, but this is me. You give as he gives. If he's calling, let's call. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's have lunch. But I'm not giving you wife benefits and we're dating and just getting to know each other. I had one of my friends go back and forth with me on this. Oh, yes, she is auditioning. Well, friend, this is what I asked him because I can talk to him like that, and he's not offended by that. We go back, so he's not offended by it. I said, okay. I said, well, how's that working for you? For those who have auditioned, I don't think I got an answer after that. So if I'm gonna put my foot down on doing something, then you all need to ask me, how's it working for you? How's it working for you? I asked him, you're making these women audition. Have you found her yet? He hasn't responded. The worldly term for submission is slave, second-class citizenship. Yep. I miss some of these comments. Both men and women are so damaged they don't recognize good and sincere people when they meet them. We've become accustomed to people who are not kind and have genuinely good hearts. I agree with you. Because our radar is broken. We have not healed. So when you have not healed, you think it's a game. Just you ask the Lord about discernment. You just give people a little time. People will reveal everything. And I'm sorry, again, I go back to the spiritual part. If we're going to play this godly part in church on Sunday, why aren't we bringing him in the arena of the relationships? God, what type of person is this? What type of man is this? What type of woman is this? That's simple, y'all. Ask the Lord that question. Most people I'm connected to on here would say they have a relationship with God. Ask him about that man. Ask him about that woman. Other than assuming, just ask. Just ask. Ask him. Ask him early on. You're welcome, Felicia. Be to others what you would have them be to you. Treat others with the same kindness and love that you desire. Totally agree. Totally agree. And what do you lose if you're kind to a gentleman, or if you show that you are ready for love and that you show that you're a mature woman and you show that and you expose that? What do you lose if you show that to a gentleman? I think we've become so afraid that we say, I'm not going to be kind to him. I'm going to withhold because I'm concerned. What's going on a nice date and having great conversation? What's having a great conversation? What do you lose? Because what happens is when you do the work and you mature and you purpose to be a better man, you purpose to be a better woman, you don't lose. The other person loses. Did you catch that? Did you catch it, TikTok? I'll repeat it. When you become a better man, when you become a better woman, when you evolve and you do the work, you don't lose. The other person loses access to you. A good man, a mature man, a good woman, a mature woman. You don't lose, they lose. Respectful cooperation is a phrase I use instead of submission. True, Drewski, because of how disruptive that word is in modern times. Yeah, it's really disruptive, right? It's really disruptive, Drew. Good stuff. You're welcome. What you were just reading about submissive. Oh, literally, Felicia. I literally just looked it up. I literally just typed in submission, biblical submission. And AI will just give you a host. If you want me to send you the link, I'm happy to do that too. Biblical submission. Let's see. Did I close it out? Because if I didn't close it out, I can post it right here really, really quickly. Here it is. If I can get my my computer to behave. Yeah, I literally just typed in biblical submission. I'm whatever stopped for whatever reason. My little okay, listen, friend. I'm sorry, y'all. My little thing stopped. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get off because I'm going to go and do a little farming today. I'm volunteering, right? Connecting with nature and all that kind of stuff, my friends. So I hope that you have a super fantastic day. It's going to be a little clunky with me getting off of here because my Lord, my what do you call it? My mouse is stuck. So maybe the Lord is like, get off, get off. You've been talking too much. So my little mouse is stuck, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get off. Y'all have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm entitling it Love Letters to My Sisters. A love letter to my sisters from one of my friends who wrote something that was nothing short of brilliant. Not a knock to any other guys, but he wrote a beautiful love letter to you all. And then Friday, we're back on with our panel. Drew will be one of them. KG will be on there. So it's going to be the panel with men and women. I'm so excited about that because we get to talk and we get to connect. And I really like that, right? We got to do more of that. We got to do more of that. Okay. And TikTok, I really need to plug you all in too and have you all connected on StreamYard. I'm going to work on that because I want you all to be a part of the conversation too, because you all are phenomenal. So anyway, y'all, I'll see you later. Goodbye. Okay. I've got to figure out how to get off there. There it is. Woo. Lordy. Y'all, the doggone thing got stuck. So I guess God is like, girl, you need to get off here. So thanks, y'all. What did you say I stopped? Dating a few women who's given wife I dated a few women who's given wife benefits. I married not one. We're going to close on that statement right there. Hey, Gerald, thank you. I appreciate you. What did Drew say? Drew, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's spread some wisdom. Drew, they like hearing from you. They like hearing from you, Drew. S-Dub, they like hearing from you too. I'm trying to think if I'm going to keep this panel single or married because it may become a point where I open up a panel discussion from a married man, and then you can help our sisters too to understand, how, from a married man's perspective, how do you get, how do you get, how do you move from wannabe to wife? Okay. But tomorrow, remember, y'all, love letter to my sisters. I'm going to just make space to read that letter to you that one of my brothers wrote. It is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm going to tell you who he is because it's posted on my page, but you'll miss it with all the traffic because I have so much stuff going on my page, right? So sometimes you'll miss it with the things that I post on there with the additional content and the additional information. Y'all have a great day. Let me get out here and play in some dirt. Tomorrow morning, you all know how I do, 7-ish, 7:30-ish. I'll keep you posted tomorrow morning, okay? Mwah. Love y'all. See you later. All right. See you tomorrow morning, same time. Love letter to my sisters tomorrow morning. We'll say 7:30ish, okay? 7:30ish, you know I'll be on. 7:30 tomorrow. Then Friday, we're back with the panel. I'm going to check with Drew about the time and my friends. It may be an hour earlier. I'll keep you posted. All right.